one of one, we not the same. Same love, but different day. I thank the Lord, I found my way.
Welcome back to WTF, otherwise known as We're Talking Film. I am Josh, and there's no Lucius today. Yes, it's just going to be me. Unfortunately, Lucius can't be with us. He is a little busy. We don't live very close to each other. We also don't live very far. So there's going to be videos where I'm in the video, he's in the video, we're both in the video. It is always going to be our channel. However, not always going to be together. So there may even be times where he has someone else with him, or I have someone else with me doing movie reactions or trailer reactions or movie reviews. And that's okay because it's our channel, me and him. So we just want to establish that it's ours. So that's why it's only us as of right now. However, just look out for that in the future. So I am reacting to the Strangers Ch.3. Not a huge fan of this franchise, at least the chapters. The first movie is phenomenal. I'm going to talk more about that later. I'm just kind of talking to you guys right now because I have a good 10 minutes before I need to actually get up and get in there. So if you want, you can skip over to this timestamp. Going to be right here. Yeah, it's going to be right here. And yeah, if you just want to see the movie reaction, that's fine. But I'm just here talking to you guys because I don't know, just felt like I needed to add a little bit of intimacy to the channel, a little bit more personality, get you to know me a little bit better. And then Lucius, he's probably going to do the same when it's his turn to do a single movie reaction by himself or a review. That's right. We definitely want to get reviews out there as well. So I'm probably going to try. I can't promise you, but I want to do this every Thursday. I want to go to the movies every Thursday and do a movie review. Don't know if it's going to be an opening night review like tonight is going to be. So if the video comes out tonight on Thursday, then that means I did a good job. So we are definitely in a crawl, walk, run stage right now. And we're definitely still in the crawl, which is okay. But we're busy guys. He has a very, very busy job, time-consuming job. I have a 40-hour a week job. I can work from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'm an electrician. So I get home, I do my online school. I'm an online student. And then whatever other time I work out because I need to stay somewhat in decent shape just because I'm a reservist in the military. I used to be active duty, but now I'm a reservist. And yeah, I just, I don't like to be totally out of shape, so not too bad. And then, whatever other free time I have is for this. So, we want to be pushing more stuff out more often than we planned. And we're still planning to do that. So we're just kind of treating this as a trial run. These videos that you've seen so far, this video that you're seeing, it's all just, just trying to get through, I guess, the crawling phase. But we don't want to stay there too long. We want to be one of those channels that's just always putting stuff out there every week, even every day if we have the chance. But right now we just have, we have a small following, small viewership, and that there's nothing wrong with that. I love what we have right now so far. Even one subscriber, we have 27 right now, and even one subscriber just means the world. It just I nerd out a little bit, especially compared to Lucius. Lucius has a big following on Instagram already, so he knows what it's like to a degree to kind of get a little bit of emotion to what he's doing. But for me, I'm new to this. So any subscriber, even one, means the world. It just means one person is interested in what we're doing, and that's phenomenal to me. That's really exciting, and I love that. So I geek out a little bit. I mean, Lucius understands the gravity of YouTube though compared to Instagram and TikTok, because you're scrolling on Instagram and then you see a funny video, leave a follow, leave a like. But this is, you have to make it onto the algorithm, which is very hard. And two, someone has to actually click on your video, go out of their way to click on the video, watch the video, gain interest, watch longer than 5 minutes probably, gain enough interest to actually subscribe or leave a like or leave a comment. So any comment, like, subscription, it just means the world. Even if it's just one, I really do mean it. It's so awesome. However, I'm never content, never satisfied. That's just the way I was brought up. That's the way that I'm wired. And we would like to see more. However, that's on me. That's on us. Whatever we put into the channel is what we're gonna get. And so putting a video out every 3 weeks is not gonna cut it, and I understand that. So if I can at least put a movie review out, go to the movies, put a movie review out. Doesn't take a lot of time to edit, not as tedious as doing a movie reaction, then that's a start at least. And so I just want to kind of update you guys on where we are, what we're doing. But other than that, I'm satisfied. Norbit, we did great. It was our second video, and we are around 1,200 views, which to me that's pretty good for a second video. It's very hard to kind of like start a channel and I guess be satisfied unless you're someone like me that just nerds out at every little thing. So any little positive thing, any little like. But other than that, maybe there's people out there that wouldn't be satisfied with 1,200 views by your second video. But I'm good. So other than that, but besides that, Terminator's doing okay. We understood with Terminator 1 that the setting we were in wasn't very pleasing to the eye. We were in red light and we looked horrible. You saw every little wrinkle in our face. I felt like I looked 80 years old in that video. And so I tried to like edit the video a little bit, and it just wasn't panning out. So I was like, you know what, let's make the screen smaller and let's put this screen right here and this screen right there. We're just gonna put the main cover in the middle. So we got a comment from Finland, and he said he wasn't crazy about that, and even my family wasn't crazy about that. So I have some good friends that weren't crazy about that. So we tried it. We're still in the trial phase, so we know not to do red light. Probably not gonna do red light again. It's all good. But other than that, Terminator 2, I think it turned out great. I think the quality turned out great. I'm excited for you guys to get to that. Eventually, I think sometime next week. This will be one of the fastest turnarounds we did when it comes to movie reactions, at least. So, yeah. So, probably should go in. Well, I'll give it like 2 more minutes. I'm just going to talk to you guys. Let's talk about the Strangers real quick. The first Strangers and the Strangers Pray at Night are phenomenal to me. I love those 2 movies. I think the Strangers, you gotta imagine in my shoes. I think I was about 10 years old. I was living with my mom. We were living in an apartment, and the power was out for a couple days. And we had a laptop, and I think we had like portable chargers, and so we were able to like keep the laptop running. And so I was just watching saved movies on there. We had a lot of saved movies on there, and there were a bunch of movies I'd never seen, a lot of horror movies. And I was home alone for like a good while by myself at night, power all blacked out. It's just me and that laptop, and I put on The Strangers, and I can't tell you that is one of the last movies you want to see as a kid, by yourself at night, all lights out, power out, just you and the laptop. It's an experience that I can't believe I went through at 10. Maybe I'm just a little bit of a softie, but it was pretty daunting, not gonna lie. And the thing that makes those movies so good, or that movie so good, is that it just added an element of unknown. It added an element of, why is this even happening? Why this can happen to me? This can happen to anyone else. And that made me not want to live in the country. And I felt like if I do live in the country, I'm going to be packed up to the max. I'm going to have my dogs. I'm going to have everything. No one's doing this to me. That'll make, that's good horror. And that's why I love that movie. And then Pray at Night is just a good time. There's really nothing else to it. It added to the curiosity because you still didn't know who the strangers were. Where I think they kind of messed up with chapter 1 and 2, these new Stranger movies, is they are kind of building this storyline and this background and stuff that we just did not ask for, stuff that I'm not a fan of in this context, in these movies. I just didn't want that. Just like, you ask your average Halloween fan, what makes Michael Myers so scary? It's the unknown. Why is he the way that he is? And that's what you had with the Strangers. They were building that. And I understand that you have to eventually create some type of an arc with certain characters, but at some point you just got to be like, we're just not going to make this movie. If this is our best element, because you can't make 4 or 5 movies without adding context to these characters. You just can't. You either have to ruin that with adding a bunch of context and storyline and background, or you can just cut your losses and leave it alone. And the studios just didn't want to do that. So that's unfortunate. But, I go in with an open mind. I'm very easy on movies. It's just, that's what me and Lucius talked about initially when we talked about The Strangers, was the fact that he's very hard on movies and I'm very easy, and it could create a good dynamic. We can kind of go back and forth, make people choose sides. It'll be good. It'll be a good conversation every video, and you're gonna see that very soon. So I don't know, but I'm gonna go in with a clear mind. But the fact that even I'm hard on these movies is not a good sign, because I'm very, very easy on movies. Very easy on movies. More than I'd like to be, and probably more than I should be. But I just have an appreciation for art, and I have an appreciation for what people put out there. Cinematography, music, acting. I find something that I could at least sink my teeth into and enjoy. At least, so even if I acknowledge the movie sucks, I'm probably going to come back here and I'm probably going to say what I like first. And there's going to be something I like. I know that. Even if it's the acting, I'll at least give that credit. So we'll see. But that's it for now. I guess I'm going to go in and gonna grab some popcorn and maybe a nice little drink and come back. Gonna see it in a nice little Dolby theater. Paid the extra money. It's worth it. Totally worth it every time. So if you got the extra money, spend it on Dolby. It's really nice. And yeah, so I'll see you guys after the movie. Okay, welcome back. I just got back from the theater, just got home. I'm in my garage right now because I don't want to bug my roommates. So yeah, little ghetto compared to other, movie review channels, but we're here. Yeah, that's the fun part of this channel is, it's very raw what we do. Sometimes we have phones we record with, sometimes we have cameras that we borrow from friends. These mics are ours. And so, we got lighting and stuff that kind of makes up for it a lot of the times. But however, just doing our best. But either way, you're going to get a movie review. And that is The Strangers Ch.3, made by Rennie Harlan. Okay, let me start with the good. And that's usually not a good sign. But let's just see how it goes. The cinematography, the practical effects, the acting, not bad. Can't be mad at it. I know when it comes to the acting, the task wasn't very hard. But wasn't bad either. There was one scene that required some good acting in it, and it was about midway through the movie, kind of when they started establishing certain aspects that I don't want to say I wasn't expecting it, I just wasn't hoping for it, and then they do that, and I was okay. But anyway, we're not gonna get there yet. We're not gonna get to that part yet. Yeah, so yeah, the acting wasn't bad, and there was a scene or two that was more on the unsettling side, and I wasn't really expecting that because this whole franchise has been very predictable. But that's okay because we're here, and then we got, a couple good scenes that I was pleasantly surprised. If I do get past the whole thing I was talking about earlier about me not wanting a origin story or a background for the actual freaking strangers, then I guess, the way that they tied it all together, the way they answered certain questions that they had, I guess could have been worse. And I am okay with that. That's coming from a lens of being cool with this, because if you all do like this, if you do like origin stories, and if you don't mind what I was talking about, then this might be a good movie. This might be a good franchise. I've met people that are not too hard on these past couple movies. So, I guess that's it. Yeah. I guess that's it. Okay. Here we go. Going to the negatives. One, I said a second ago, the whole franchise has been very predictable, and sure enough, this is very, very predictable outside of a couple scenes that I, was like, oh, cool. Because there's certain characters that got introduced into this movie that it kind of pulled me in a little bit. Not gonna lie, I was a little intrigued, just for the predictability factor to come back and me not be interested anymore. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, the questions that were answered, I was like, okay, cool, didn't care. And I'm still not looking past the things that I have a problem with the franchise. So that also plays a role into why, the movie is the way I see it, because it's still, the elements are still there. They're really digging deep into these origin stories, delving deep. The scene, you know what? I will say though, the scenes are actually pretty good. And when the little flashback scenes that they do, I guess I can't be too mad at that, because I was actually kind of enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just because I don't like what they were doing doesn't mean that they weren't good scenes, compelling scenes. So, for what it's worth, I do think this movie is worth checking out. I do think that this movie is the best out of the three. It's not better than the 2008 Strangers, and it's not better than Pray at Night, in my opinion. But it is better than Chapter 1, for sure, and Chapter 2, for sure. The thing I don't like about Chapter 1 is the fact that it's kind of just a ripoff of 2008 Strangers. And then the thing I don't like about the Strangers Chapter 2, spoiler kind of, I was just kind of asking myself in the beginning of the movie, are they gonna just chase her around the whole movie? And that's exactly what happened. And for this one, there was something that happens about midway through the movie, getting into the third act, and I was thinking to myself, is this happening? Because if it is happening, I've seen it happen before. I've seen it happen in several movies before, and it never pays off, ever. Not once has it ever paid off with what I'm talking about. And if you want me to delve deep into that in a spoiler talk, let me know. I can just kind of briefly cover it in a movie reaction that we do, just really quickly. But as far as I know, this thing that they do in this movie is just another addition to a whole bunch of movies that try to do stuff like this, and it never pans out. Every time. Every single time, it's automatic, never goes anywhere. So yeah, they kind of explore that a little bit, and I was actually kind of intrigued a little bit. I was like, okay, at least we're switching it up a little bit. This isn't just one giant origin story for the Strangers. We're kind of seeing something. We're seeing something here, and then boom, don't care anymore. Didn't take long. So it was a whole lot of. It was all so close to pulling me in and giving this a better review than I'm giving right now. But to me, Strangers 2008, Strangers Pray at Night. It's all you got to see. These movies, if you're with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, want to watch a good little slasher movie, then I guess it's not terrible. If you don't care to get too in depth with movies, then I guess it's not terrible. None of these three movies are. I don't think these movies are horrible. I think they're all watchable. Strangers Chapter 2 is the least watchable, but it's still watchable. And then this one, I guess you can't watch it without the other movies. But if you do watch the other movies, then this one is for sure watchable. And it's worth seeing, especially if you don't care about the elements that I talked about the unknowing factor or the mystique of the Strangers. Because a lot of that gets burned away in these three movies. With that, I'm going to give it a very generous 60%, because there was a lot of good things I could talk about, and I was never bored. I was actually never bored, which I was very bored in Strangers Chapter 2, and I was semi-bored in Strangers Chapter 1. And this is the first time I was never bored. So, gets points for that. Gets points for the practical effects. I'm a big fan of practical effects. Gets points for the not bad acting. And if you are going to ruin the mystique of the Strangers, then I guess I can't be too mad at the story they kind of told, if we're looking past it, like I said. So yeah, not much else to say. What is next? The Super Bowl is on Sunday, and I've been hearing a lot of rumors about trailers that are going to come out. So that might be next. Do a trailer reaction. Get 2 quick videos out for you guys before Terminator 2. That is our next actual film reaction that we're doing. So we just kind of want to get this thing rolling. We want to put out as much as we can. Anything movies, trailer reactions, movie reviews, short film pods. Haven't gotten there yet, but pods. And of course, what we've been doing, movie reactions. So we'll find out what trailers come out. I'm hoping the ones that I think are coming out are coming out. We'll find out by the end of the night. But gonna try to get a reaction out for you Monday morning or Sunday night. So not much else to say, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It means so much, every single one of you that watches. We can't wait to just see where this goes. We're not going to stop. I am not going to stop. It can stay at 27, 28 subscribers. I'm just going to keep going because I love this. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Lucius has been wanting to do this for a while. We had a lot of hiccups. We were supposed to start this like a year ago, and it kind of didn't pan out until now. We just kept talking about it, planning, and it just took time. Took time for the stars to align, but it finally did. And even if it starts to not, I don't care. I'm just going to keep going. So thank you guys. Love you guys. And catch you on the next one.